Hello and welcome to another video of content marketing via stories. So a month back, I shared an idea and it had more than 200 views, the most watched video I have ever released. Uh, so this is just 4 weeks after it. So just wanted to create a feedback video where basically what did we learn in 1 month and what are some insights from the few of the people who tried the idea. So the title of this video is stories are hit and what next. So there are three kind of people who watch who like the idea. First of all, there might be 200 people who watch, but three kind of people who liked it. One kind of people took no action, so we'll not talk about them in this video. The other kind was the hustler, the youth, the intern, if you understand what I mean. If you don't, the original video link is in the description below. You can go and watch that and come back and watch this again. The hustlers are the one who tried it but didn't find success in their first attempt and they got stuck and they left it. And there was a businesswoman who did it for 30 consecutive days and she spent only 2 hours for creating 30 videos. As originally I shared that it might take you anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, but this lady spent only 2 hours to create 30 videos. uh, it also depends upon how you use the tool swiftly or not, and she got two clients. So that's my success story that I will share with you. And the whole the title of it is what next is for her and also for the hustler, what they can do to get unstuck, if I may. So here is the reason that I think, after having the conversation with the hustler, why they got stuck. So the first common is they don't know the niche. So for the business person, they are already in the business, they know what business they are in. But for the niche who like the idea, who can create stories but don't know what niche they can work for, how it can provide value. And that's, I agree with it, that's pretty much strategic. And if you don't have a business acumen or a sense of it, it might be difficult. But I don't think it's impossible. There are millions of small businesses around and who need help with this kind of work. So yes, so that was the first reason and I agree with it. The second was how to get the first client. So I think this is a critical breakthrough that someone needs who is new into the business to get your first client, to get someone to pay you for your work that you did, even if you are a uh, uh, self-employed or you are a consultant. This is a real challenge. I have personally faced it when I moved into business after working for almost a decade, and it was difficult for me. But once you get the breakthrough, you know the pattern, how to get more clients, and then the ball keeps rolling. So yeah, but this is a genuine, I think it's a genuine uh, thing to get stuck. And there are other reasons. You might feel that you might have imposter syndrome or other things that you holds you back from taking this action. And the third reason, which we agree with anyone we talk, is also an excuse, is that I cannot focus on my side business or this side income. And yes, I agree. Even if it is your side business or something that you're doing for as an hustle, you need to have a dedicated focus, time, and a system in place. At least, I mean, you have to start with a checklist and have to do it every day, uh, or at least all your working days, if you may. But in the beginning, I mean, there is a old saying in entrepreneur world that for any rocket to launch successfully, uh, for just the first few minutes to just lift it off the ground, it consumes 50% of the total fuel. So that's true for businesses as well. To lift it up, to get going is the most challenging uh, task to do, and after that it doesn't become easier. uh, it's that you get experience and then you have different set of problems to solve. Yeah, but for someone who don't know how to run a business, this could be one of the biggest challenge. So what next? What should they do? Should they stop and ignore the greatest opportunity that we might have, which might never come? And the reason, it's not like the reason I believe, or at least from one of the success story that we got, like 2 hours of time and two clients. If it is for my own business, I would be happy to spend those 2 hours to get 1 hour for one. I mean, 1 hour to spend on one client. That's remarkable, and any business owner would take that happily. Yeah, but uh, the reason I believe like this is a very good time for this kind of side hustle is uh, because that it's not like stories are popular or they're new. They are there for a couple of years, but the number of people watching right now because of the whole situation that we are in have increased, and we have like people who are kind of if I say they are in their daily patterns, like they are addicted, if I can use that word. I know it's not a good thing to do, but because of people sitting at home for longer hours, uh, people are used to scroll through the stories. So that's the one. And so you have people who are doing that because of more time in hand and sitting idle at home. So this could be that tipping point, and small businesses are kind of not sure how they can make progress with this. And I can understand it's nobody can like predict how exactly marketing works, or a step by step way to do that, but this I think is one of the reasons that it's a good opportunity. So what next? Sorry, I went for a rant there. So here is what I'm planning to do. So I'm planning to create a case study, and we have a volunteer for it, and we will take them like uh, from the step of no knowledge about what we are doing to find the niche and to get the first client. So I will have a help of my cousin Sagar. So we both will have a show for you guys. I think I'm going to put the name as The Hustler. And so we'll discuss about all the challenges that volunteer shares with us, and we will find a solution to it. And let's see how the experiment works. We'll put a weekly show, and let's see what we learn from it. And you may find like why I picked Sagar for this. So both he and I have no sales or marketing background. He's an engineer, and I'm from information technology. Our current role involves sales and problem solving. So I thought it would be interesting to find voice of two people who don't have come from a sales background, but they love the idea of business development, like connecting people online and uh, transforming it into a client and developing it. So I thought it was interesting, like from that point of view, because the hustler might find it we might find more relatable to the hustler with no like a proper any kind of an MBA, or uh, no background with marketing or sales professionally. So here is the name of the show. I'm just put it on. So Hustler, make your first clients by creating stories. So the idea is pretty simple, and the objective of the show would be to take a person from no content marketing background to get their first client. And I think like this should be done like within couple of months. So the person shouldn't be spending too much of time, maybe 1 or 2 hours a day, but it has to be done for 60 to 90 days, or maybe let's say 100 days. So 100 days is the upper bracket to it, I think. But to get their first client, that's pretty much, I mean, that's a decent amount of effort that a person can put in. And if you have seen the intro video, you can understand the amount of money they can earn, and they can reproduce it, because the same story can be sold to different businesses in the same stream. But if they are located at the different geography within India also, it would mean that they make money by selling the same uh, uh, creatives, what they say in uh, the marketing lingo. So yeah, so that's pretty much the idea for the hustler. What next? Hopefully, me and Sagar have enough time to post it every week, but we will do our best to do at least certain number of episode, so that we lay out all the blueprint for someone to do that. And also we have a volunteer who will follow that blueprint, and we will share the result with you, how it works. It's an experiment. Let's see how it works out, and if that person makes some money or not. Now, for the success story about the business person who tried it, who had a successful month, if we can say that, her words, not mine. So, what next for her? So, it's very, if you see, it is very common that when once you hit a success in business, as soon as you hit the success or some level of success, which can be first client conversion, or creating a new product and selling an alternative, or finding a new way to sell a product, we try to jump into something other. What next? That's what, like, the whole intention. What more can we do? So, but in the recent past, I've learned, like, uh, it's more easier to repeat our success, like double down on our success and work on it, and kind of master it to a level that we can put it on a repeat and on automatic mode. So that would be more powerful in that case. So these are my 5 recommendation action plan for her. And definitely this will be useful for the hustler as well, so that for them it will be the next level kind of a training. But we will focus right now on the businesswoman. So the first recommendation from my end is, I mean, she took 2 hours to create 30 posts. So I would recommend her to double down on her post. Like, so if she can post 2 times a day, 3 times a day, at a different uh, time period, like morning, afternoon, evening, that would be wonderful. So that, like, when you hit a success, just double down on the formula that you already know that works for you. So that's the first recommendation for the next plan. The second recommendation would be, if, I mean, if she don't choose to do that, and if she wants to post only one image, try different timings. So this you can combine one and two also, but let's keep it simple. So if for now if she is posting the story every 10 p.m., every day at 10 p.m., change it to maybe 5 p.m. or early morning, and see if the views increases or not. The only way right now to see if that works is how many number of views are there, and uh, if it increases or not. So that's the second recommendation. Third is the branding. So this is something I'm emphasizing. I'm not sure I'm an expert for this or not, but I see, like, human brain, uh, they are very good at recognizing patterns. So make sure that all your post looks similar. And I've seen this in top uh, Instagram media houses and all those things. They try to keep it similar. There are other school of thought which goes against it. I'm not sure which is right, wrong, but I think to begin with, uh, if it is same pattern, and people will relate that style or that color scheme with your brand. This is my point of view. And the important thing is they should be immediately able to think of you when they see that post. So that's the linkage that we are trying to do here. So if every new picture comes in a different color or them, it might be confusing for them. And the font and the language that you use should be understood by all ages, at least to begin with. And the place where you put your website and phone number is where uh, it should be at the same place. Okay. And if you're feeling creative, I will share uh, what uh, what you can do. And for those who are watching this for the first time, if you want to see an example of what I'm just trying to say, so this is a story. I'm just enlarged it a bit, but a story is a quote and their information in this. I put my number. I'm not selling anything here, but just showing this as an example. So this is an example here. So that's where the color scheme, so in this case it's black and white, so keep it black and white or whatever. So keep it as some standard and just repeat it. So that would be like creating more brand relatability is what my recommendation would be. And if you're feeling creative, like I've seen a lot of people like uh, they, they get more involved in the creation part of it and not the selling part of it. And in business is like it's 50% if it's innovation and creation, 50% is marketing and sales. So that's a old saying, if you have a good product, but if you have not told enough people, your good product will not sell. Similarly, if you have a bad product and if you told all entire world, but because it's a bad product it will not sell, so you have to have a balance of it. And for this particular thing, you, because the business already has the product, should only focus on selling piece of it and believe that the product they are selling pretty is pretty good enough. So focus on that. So and that's the reason, if you keep it simple, you will be able to recreate it again and again. And the tools gives you the power of just clicking on a button and it duplicates the same pattern, and you can pretty much cut, copy, paste and replace. So yeah, it's kind of a cookie cutter, but yeah, we have to live with that for now, because the whole idea is putting less effort and generating business out of it. uh, so if you are getting, if you are feeling creative, okay, so this is to feel that, feed in that creative, is like go deeper into your quotes or the quote that you pick. Spend some time on the depth of it maybe. Okay. And of course within the given time of it. So let me share an example with you. Like this was one of the quote was shared by this woman entrepreneur, is every room needs a touch of black, and just as it needs at least one antique piece. So this was the quote. Okay, so now this is one of the example. I'm not such a creative person. So this is otherwise okay, this is not the one, maybe. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so the neither of them are the one, but the example would be something like this. So what I changed here is, okay, I liked this particular quote when I saw it, but I thought it was, there are two pieces of information here. And yeah, I understand, like I could relate to the color black, the touch of color black, but how is it useful for me uh, in my room? Like I couldn't relate that. So I found like an this article on site, like 6 reason why you should use black in your decor is one of the thing that I found. And the first reason, I pretty much like black goes with everything, was a good enough reason. So what you could do with your creativity is like, this is your code. First you cut it into a half, like this is also what been said, and then you can mention like black goes with everything. So you that the there, if there is any question arises, or like there will be something ignited for the viewer, and you, as soon as that thing ignite, you just give them a direction of, oh that's interesting, yes, yes, and they might agree, they might not, but yeah, that would go. So that could be one of the way of creativity. It's a bit uh, that I thought would be interesting. Also you could post about statistics or some charts or do you know kind of question, or open-ended kind of question, or information about quality checks. So everything has to be related to your business, not generic stuff or anything. That has to be a longer path, but has to have something to do with your business. So that's my fourth recommendation. My final recommendation would be, like, reach out to your friends and family. I know this would be a bit awkward, or you won't be comfortable doing that, but uh, try to reach out and ask them if you have noticed. I mean, straight away reach out to someone and ask them, like, did you notice anything different in the stories? And this can be easily done in WhatsApp, because uh, especially in India, the WhatsApp status thing has been watched more. That's what I understood in recent research. And when they try to reply, and they might try to challenge you, or they might not like something, they might like. So they are not challenging your work, so don't worry about it. Uh, they might be challenging. They are giving you a creative feedback. So because, so it's a human, how a human watches that creative and what they think about it could be interesting. Yeah. So not sure if this will work or not again, but this would be my recommendation to do, because now you have to take it to next level. If it has worked, then you might have to figure out what works. So if you know what works, then you can repeat it and bring in more clients. uh, so that's pretty much my five what next recommendation. I'm pretty positive about this idea. The whole reason is, the idea is not groundbreaking. It is as simple as that. But one of the important challenges in business is the execution bit, and not as much as the idea bit. Definitely, it has some relevance. And this idea has proved that you can get clients. So that checkbox is ticked now. So we know that idea works. Now, if we can put a framework where people can follow step by step and create money out of it, remember, it's a side income for young graduates or someone who is starting their job newly and want to have some side hustle, or they have like the entrepreneurial bug, or they aspire to be financially free, all those kind of thing. So this could be one of the tools in your toolkit. And definitely, whoever chooses to go through this journey will ask a question: how much money you will make? And my rough calculation even says it won't be that much of a money. It depends upon how you look into money. At the very young age, it might be a good chunk. But the important thing that I believe is, you might end up connecting with people and learning skills that could be a good asset for you in whatever direction you choose to go to take your career with. That's it for today's video. I hope you are liked it till now, and if you have liked it, share it with someone. If you are not, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.